Today, we're heading out on an exciting camping and fishing adventure, and we warmly welcome you all to our YouTube channel, Rural Recipes. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our adventures. To reach today's campsite, we'll be traveling through breathtaking landscapes, winding paths between lush green forests and golden paddy fields. The scenery is simply mesmerizing, and it makes the journey just as exciting as the destination. Join us as we set off on this amazing adventure. Let's explore, relax, and maybe even catch some fish along the way. We've arrived at our Riverside camping spot. Though familiar, it has been completely transformed, now blanketed in lush greenery. Our first task is to prepare the fishing net. Our expert, Roy, will cast it into the river, hoping to bring in a fresh catch by sunset. Let's see what the river has in store for us today. And so, our adventure begins with the cast of the net. Roy started by carefully checking the fishing net for any issues, making sure it was perfect. Once everything was set, he began casting the net slowly into the river, hoping for a good catch. While Roy was casting the net in the river, we noticed some movement. And before he even came out of the water, we had our first catch of the day. A small fish, but it marked the perfect start to our fishing adventure. We decided to release our first catch back into the river. The fish was just too small. Let it grow bigger and stronger for another day. With the net in place, we quickly got to work setting up our camping tents and canopy, making sure our little riverside base was ready before darkness fell. The sun was setting, the river was calm, and the adventure was just getting started. After setting up the canopy, we began pitching our tents. Since there were 4 of us, we decided to set up 2 tents from Decathlon. Once the tents were ready, we started arranging the sleeping mattresses, kitchen setup, tables, and lights. Getting everything in place for a cozy night by the riverside. We finally finished setting up our campsite. Everything was ready. So we decided to make some tea and relax by the riverside, enjoying the beautiful sunset and the peaceful sounds of nature. While my brother started preparing the tea, we sat back and soaked in the calm evening vibes. With the sound of birds and the soothing rhythm of nature all around, we sat peacefully by the river, sipping our evening tea. Just then, Roy suddenly shouted. He had a bite on his fishing rod. I rushed over, but by the time I got there, the fish had slipped away. We couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. But the calm of the river and that peaceful moment with tea made it all worthwhile. After finishing our evening tea, the sun had set completely, and darkness slowly took over the campsite. But thanks to our cozy lighting setup, the whole place came alive, glowing softly against the night, making our campsite look even more magical and inviting. The gentle lights, the sound of the river, and the cool evening breeze created the perfect atmosphere to end the day's adventure. Now it's time to start our dinner preparations. We brought along some fresh chicken and squid, and tonight's menu is going to be delicious chicken tawa fry, squid tawa fry, and chicken curry with rice. So, let's begin by cleaning the squid and chicken. And then marinate them with our special lemon pepper seasoning to lock in all that flavor. The aroma of tonight's dinner is already in the air. This is going to be a feast by the riverside. While we were marinating the chicken and squid, a swarm of flies gathered around our camping lights, making it a bit difficult to stay there. So we decided to light up a small campfire, not just to add warmth to the evening, but also to create some smoke to drive the flies away. Once we finished marinating the squid, it was time to slice the chicken breast for the next dish. For the chicken tawa fry, we're using the same simple yet flavorful lemon pepper seasoning. It's a light masala, but it brings out the natural taste of the chicken beautifully. Simple ingredients, cooked in the wild, with that perfect campfire aroma all around. The chicken marination is done, and now it's time to check the fishing net. Let's see how lucky Roy has been. Earlier, while rod fishing, we missed 2 big snakehead fish, so our excitement is even higher for the net. To check it, we'll first inflate our boat and head out onto the river, fingers crossed for a good catch. Once the boat was fully inflated, it was time to head toward the river. The night had turned pitch dark, and the silence around felt a little eerie. We carried our boat down to the riverbank, with only the sound of water and the rustling trees breaking the stillness. First, we'll check the net we cast earlier, and if we don't find enough fish here, we'll move to the other side of the river to try our luck again. Out here, in the middle of the dark river, you never know what's waiting beneath the surface. While we head out to the river to check the fishing net, our other 2 teammates will stay back at the campsite to start preparing dinner, chicken curry and rice. We slowly began checking our nets in the dark, silent river. The water was cold, and the night felt a little haunting. After a few meters, we caught our first fish, and that sight instantly brought a smile to our faces. But something was strange. We had never seen this kind of fish in this river before. If you know what it is, drop a comment below. A few moments later, we caught another one. This time, it was a mahseer. 2 catches back to back. The night was getting mysterious and exciting. And the third fish was a bit dangerous, the sun catfish, also known as Horobagris brachysoma. It's a tasty catch, but not an easy one to handle. This fish has 3 sharp, venomous spikes on its body, and if one of them pricks you, it can cause severe pain, swelling, and even temporary numbness. It was tangled deep in the net, and removing it was tricky. Roy carefully tried to break the spikes, but just as he got the last one off, the fish slipped away. We missed our third catch, but that moment definitely raised the thrill of our night adventure. We moved ahead, and the luck kept rolling. Fish after fish, the net didn't disappoint. We were thrilled with every catch. We were thrilled with every catch. Once we cleared all the fish from the net, we decided to shift spots and cast it on the other side of the river. Roy, the true jungle man, was completely calm. But I have to admit, the night gave me chills. The river was dark, silent, and unknown, and we were right in the middle of it, on a small boat. It was a full moon night, and the silver light reflecting on the water made everything look beautiful, yet strangely haunting. We quickly pulled the net out and started casting it again, with the sound of the water echoing through the still, eerie night. Back at the campsite, Mindapana and Ravi were busy preparing our dinner, the famous kori gasi, a traditional chicken curry from Tulunadu, coastal Karnataka. We started by roasting dried red chilies in pure coconut oil, the aroma instantly filling the air. Next, we added a few cloves of garlic and blended everything into a fine, rich masala paste. No Tulunadu curry is complete without coconut. It's the soul of our cooking. So we roasted freshly grated coconut in coconut oil until it turned golden brown and fragrant. Once everything was perfectly roasted, it was time to grind the masala. The heart of our kori gasi was coming to life. Once the masala paste was ready, it was time to chop some fresh onions and tomatoes for the chicken curry. The sizzling sound of onions hitting the hot coconut oil filled the air. The base for our kori gasi was coming together beautifully. Step by step, the flavors of the coast were blending into our campfire dinner. While Mindapana was busy preparing dinner, we returned from fishing, happy and satisfied with our catch. We decided to check the net again in the morning. But for now, it was time to help the team with dinner preparations. The chicken curry was being cooked the traditional way, on a wood fire using a cast iron pot to bring out that rich, authentic village flavor. The aroma of spices, smoke, and coconut oil filled the night air, the perfect end to a long day of adventure. Once the wood stove was ready, we cleaned the rice and set it to cook in the pressure cooker on our gas stove. This way, we could save time and have our dinner sooner. It was already dark, and after a long day of fishing and setting up camp, our stomachs were definitely growling. Now let's finely chop some ginger for chicken curry. Let's start our chicken curry preparation. We began by adding some coconut oil to the cast iron pot. Once the oil was hot, we added the chopped onions and stirred them well until they turned a beautiful golden brown. While we were preparing the dish, our close friend, Pagada Uncle, arrived at the campsite to join us. He had quite an adventure getting here. Apparently he managed to escape, a little scared but laughing, and shared the story as he settled in. The mix of cooking aromas, crackling fire, and Uncle's funny tale made the campsite feel lively and cozy. After adding the curry leaves, sautéed onions, ginger, and garlic, it was time to add the chopped tomatoes. Once the tomatoes softened, we added the chicken pieces, letting them soak in all those rich flavors. Finally, it was time to add the freshly ground masala paste, the heart of our korigasi. This masala, made from roasted red chilies, garlic, and coconut, blended perfectly with the spices and coconut oil. As it hit the hot cast iron pot, the aroma instantly filled the campsite. The smell of the chicken curry cooking over the wood fire, rich, spicy, and smoky, made our mouths water even before the first bite. While the chicken curry was boiling, we spent some time at the campsite cracking jokes and having funny conversations with friends. We had promised to give lots of fish to Pagada Uncle's in-laws, but we ended up catching only a few, so he couldn't resist teasing us a little. The fish we did catch, well, we didn't prepare them ourselves. After all, we already had plenty of dishes for the night. So, we happily handed all the fish over to Pagada Uncle's in-laws to cook, while we continued enjoying the campfire vibes and laughter. After some time, Mindapana chopped fresh coriander leaves for the final touch, and sliced some lime to add a zesty flavor. The chicken curry was finally ready, and the aroma alone was making us even hungrier. Our friend Pagada Uncle had to leave for some work, taking the fish we had given him. Roy tasted the chicken gravy, rich, spicy, and perfect, and gave it a thumbs up, but we weren't done yet. Next, it was time to pan-fry the marinated chicken using butter on the cast iron pan. Once the pan was hot, we added the butter and placed the chicken pieces carefully. The texture of the chicken sizzling on the pan, over the wood fire by the riverside, looked perfect. With the full moon reflecting on the calm river, the flames dancing on the pan, and the cool night breeze around us. Cooking here felt magical, a true riverside feast under the moonlight. Our first batch of chicken tawa fry is ready. It's perfectly cooked, with an excellent texture, golden brown edges, and that irresistible aroma of butter, spices, and woodfire smokiness filling the air. Carefully, we removed the cooked chicken from the pan and got ready for the next batch. Adding fresh butter to the hot cast iron pan to keep that rich, sizzling flavor going. We started cooking the second batch of chicken on the pan with butter. Meanwhile, Roy began breaking more wood for the fire, since we still needed fuel to cook the rest of the chicken and the squid. Once the chicken was done, it was time for my favorite, pan-frying the marinated squid with lemon pepper seasoning. Just look at how perfectly the squid is marinated, ready to absorb all that smoky, buttery flavor. Now, let's start frying the squid one by one, letting each piece sizzle to perfection on the cast iron pan over the wood fire. It took us a few minutes to fry the squid on the pan. Timing is key. If you overcook it, the texture becomes rubbery, and it's no longer enjoyable to eat. Once the squid was perfectly fried, we carefully removed it from the pan and began slicing it into neat round pieces, ready to serve alongside our Riverside feast. I can already smell the smoky flavor of the perfectly cooked squid as I slice it. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to take my first bite of this Riverside feast. Our dishes were finally ready. It was time to taste the fruits of our hard work. First up, the chicken tawa fry. Wow, it was perfectly cooked, with golden brown edges, juicy and tender meat, and that smoky, buttery flavor from the wood fire pan. Every bite was bursting with spice, warmth, and flavor. Even my friends couldn't stop praising it. It was truly a culinary masterpiece cooked right by the riverside. Next, it was time for the pan-fried squid. The zesty lemon pepper seasoning enhanced the natural flavor of the squid perfectly. The texture was flawless, soft, tender, and lightly crisped on the edges, giving us that authentic Riverside campfire experience. Every bite carried the smoky aroma of the wood fire and the freshness of the river air, making it even more irresistible. We spent a long, relaxing time enjoying our chicken and squid by the river. The cool breeze, the gentle sounds of the flowing water, the chirping of the night birds, and the warmth of the hot dishes made the experience absolutely magical. There's something truly special about eating freshly cooked food surrounded by nature. It nourishes not just the body, but the soul. After this amazing riverside feast, and having spent hours laughing, sharing stories, and enjoying the flavors of our campfire dishes, it was finally time for our grand finale, the chicken curry with rice. After a long day filled with adventure, laughter, and riverside cooking, it was finally time for our dinner under the night sky. The moonlight shimmered on the calm river, the cool breeze brushed past our faces, and the sound of flowing water set the perfect mood for a cozy night meal. We sat down by the fire, plates filled with steaming rice and our freshly made chicken curry. The aroma alone was enough to make us hungrier, rich, spicy, and full of that coastal coconut flavor. The first bite said it all. The chicken was tender, juicy, and perfectly blended with the roasted masala and coconut gravy. Every spoonful warmed us up in the cool night air. The gentle crackle of the wood fire, the scent of nature all around, and the taste of authentic home-style curry. It was pure comfort. We talked about the whole day, from fishing in the dark river to the hilarious moments at camp. Every story made us smile. As the night grew quieter, we leaned back, feeling content and full. The moon was bright, the river was calm, and the cool breeze lulled us into peace. After a beautiful day by the riverside, it was time to rest. We'll be continuing our camping and fishing adventure in the next episode. There's still a lot more to explore and experience out here in the wild. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Rural Recipes. Your support means a lot and keeps us going on these beautiful journeys. See you all in the next episode. Until then, stay close to nature and keep exploring.